So, on the whole, good purchase?
Yeah, well, for what we paid for, I think we got a good deal. I think it's definitely worth saving. We're a sought after little boat. Lots of cleaning. Lots of cleaning.
So you got the water out of the cabin?
Got most of the water out. Yeah, there's still a few lockers that have some water in them, but I've been sponging them out.
So what was the deal? Why was there water?
Well, the water was the cockpit drains plugged up, and then there was some deck. If you look down there, you'll see some deck plates inside the cockpit there. You see them?
Yep.
They were loose. And when the cockpit fills up, they drain through there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm sure there's leaks other places, but...
Well, the good news is you've got it pretty much
Yeah, we
solutioned.
We got it cleaned out, and most of the water's out of the boat now. I got to do the V-berth yet. Day 2 of boat ownership.
Again.
Cleaning.
Yes, still.
Day 2, still. Be a week-long process.
That's the thing about a little boat. You gotta move everything from the inside to clean the inside, and everything out of the outside to clean the outside. Or off the outside, I guess. What's your plan for today?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have a window box?
It was in here.
Okay.
So, what we're going to do today is one of them Thru-Haul fittings for the cockpit drains. That's the reason there was water in here, is the cockpit drains plugged up. It filled up this, and water went in there. It might have come in here too, we don't know. But I mean, it's just a bathtub if you don't have cockpit drains, so. Hopefully everything is good, and I'm going to replace this valve over here, so it's a little touchy subject, but we could do it. So, been pumping water out of her, and the water was to about right here, and the cockpit drains were plugged, and it was going through some deck fittings underneath this pile here, so. Yeah. She used to have an inboard, and it was changed to an outboard, so it's got all the rigging to do that. We've got one Thru-Haul fitting there that's it's closed, but it's not opening, so we're going to have to deal with that. Maybe replace them both. Don't know. Not going to fart around with them until I got some wooden plugs just in case. So that's what we got in case things go bad. We can plug the hole.
Did you make those?
No,
Did you buy them?
they're bought. You can buy a carton of them, different sizes.
Mm.
I've had these from various boats. So, this is the valve that we're going to replace. So, This could go easy or it could go horribly wrong, so we're going to see what happens here. I've got some plugs in case we have a problem, and let's hope it goes good. We'll get back to you. Here. Make sure these are the right size. Right size. So the trick to this is make sure you got one handy and make sure the through-hole fitting down there does not move. So you put a pipe wrench on it to make sure it doesn't move, because it'll break the seal if you do. And then you put another wrench up here in this position, and then you loosen it off. So now it's loose. You gotta remember, there's not much pressure here. You're only like in a foot of water, so there's about 3 psi. I mean, it's a 1/2 inch hole. There's gonna be enough water in there, but as long as this goes on properly, and you've got stuff to plug the hole if something breaks. You know, I don't recommend. I'm comfortable doing this. I don't recommend you do this. I recommend you pull the boat out of the water to do this. But it can be done. It's your personal risk. If you do this, this is all on you. All right, get back here.
So what was wrong with it?
It's sheared off there.
Mm.
Because they used a terrible. They didn't use a proper. The one with the stainless steel.
Is that what you've got there?
All right. So I just wanted to show you so you understand that's how much water pressure there is. You can put your thumb over top of it and close it off. So, you know, it's really not, I mean, 1.5 inches is going to be, you know, there's going to be a lot of water coming in, but it ain't going to sink your boat in the 20 seconds or it takes to put that valve back on. I mean, there's a risk you could break this through-haul thread off, but that's why you always have a plug nearby. All right? Okay. Shut it off, and then we can plumb it in at our leisure. All right. So we got, like you say, putting on a sailboat, it's only a, you know, right now it's only maybe 6 inches or a foot below the water line. This is just the cockpit drains. And there's really no pressure there. It's a 1/2 inch valve, and you got maybe 2 or 3 psi at the most. And I mean, you got to be careful with it, but you can put your thumb over top of it and stop the flow. You know what I mean? And then you unscrew the other valve, and you screw a new one on, you tighten it up and shut the valve, and then you got all kinds of time to replace the fittings on top of it and plumb it back in. With these things here, they stay open all the time, and because they're cockpit drains. But whenever you get on the boat, you should exercise them and then open them back up again.
So when you're saying exercise, you're saying just move the lever?
Just open them and close them. Because what happens is stuff will start building up in them, and you know, their stuff grows in them, and they'll seize up, and then one day that hose is going to break, and you're going to want to shut it off, and you're not going to be able to. You know, just like what happened here. I exercised them, and this one on this side opened up, but this one, it just broke the.
Oh, broke the lever.
It broke the lever. So, and unfortunately, it broke in the closed position.
What you doing?
So we're taking this 90 off, just so we can plumb it back in. Right now it's just a through-hole valve there with no hose on it, so I'm just going to put the stuff back in. The best stuff to use is the liquid plumbing tape, but this will work too.
So is that just Teflon tape?
Yeah, it's just a Teflon tape. It's a sealing. But the stuff in the liquid stuff is way better. And then you don't have any issues. The problem with this stuff here, on a drain it's not so bad, but if you use it on like a hydraulic system or a fuel system, this stuff can break off, get into the fuel stream and plug it up. So you don't want to use it on fuel systems and stuff. For a drain on a cockpit, it's fine. So there we go. A functioning valve. And the boat didn't sink. Good. And we'll do another one. Tempt fate. It's plugged up inside.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if you can see that.
Yeah. That's just from, because it's open and things crawl in there and
Right.
want to live there.
They want to live there. And that's what makes it difficult to close
Mm-hmm.
and open. And these valves seem to be like a brass valve, but usually these ball valves have a stainless steel ball and a Teflon seat, which protects them, but the quality of the stuff you get for boats nowadays is pretty sad. You know, when you bought a bronze valve from, and this is a proper marine ball valve because it has a grounding screw on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but if you don't know where your stuff comes from, sometimes this is what happens.
So you need that elbow again.
Yeah. Ideally, you should have, you know, if they design the boat properly, you have bigger through-holes. You know, you should have like 1.5 inches through-hole for cockpit drains, because if you get a wave over there, take a long time for them 1/2-inch ball valves or lines to
drain.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can have a better look at what was happening.
Oh yeah. Little full.
Yep.
To clean all the old gunk off and
Let's clean the gunk off, put some new stuff on.
did you say you're going to have to redo these again with the liquid seal?
Well, if they start leaking, what I may have to do is take them apart and put the liquid stuff on. You know. But if they don't leak, well, there's not a lot of pressure on this stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty low pressure. So you can get away with it.
Once more into the breach.
right. There we go. In the water. 2 new through-haul fittings that close and shut. The trick is every time you get on the boat or, you know, exercise them, take the hose off every once in a while and clean them out. And, you know, just take a long screwdriver, a small screwdriver, enough, and just rod them out. And flushing them with fresh water helps too, because there's a lot of dirt and stuff in the cockpit that gets drained down into these. And on a small boat like this with only 1/2-inch hoses, they get plugged up pretty fast. So that might be a really good upgrade someday, is 1.5-inch hosing and valving. But you can spend too much money on a boat quite easily.
So show us the screwdriver. That long thin one you got there?
Yeah, I mean you can.
This guy here?
I mean you can use this if it fits down. I used this file because it was small enough to get down. You know, just take the top hose off, and so you have a straight run through the valve. Open the valve up and plunge it through the valve. You know, a small screwdriver will work just as fine. And you know, and flushing them regularly and making sure nothing grows in them, and exercising them is the best way to make sure they work when you need them. Alrighty.
Is it wedge solid or what?
Yeah. She's solid. In the cockpit, is there a roll of tubing?
Just take a look.
Well, we're working on another through-haul. So the through-haul for the sink, it was plugged up.
Did you get, I know you had when I left to get the hose, it was still full of water. Did you get it unplugged?
Yeah, it's unplugged. And now I got to replace the hose. We're replacing this hose.
Ooh.
Which is the greatest.